And welcome to Daybreak Plus on WGRZ Plus. I'm Kelly Dudzik alongside meteorologist Dan Russell. And we have another fake spring situation happening this week because we're having to deal with a couple of days of kind of not great weather before we get to our warm up.
Yeah, yesterday was nice, right? We had temperatures climb up into the mid to upper 60s. We had some sunshine. We did carry it over into the first part of this morning.
Right.
But you're seeing here, conditions are already deteriorating across portions of western York.
Exactly.
And this is only going to continue to increase here as we go through the next few hours. Already starting out with some rain. If you're watching, say, around Mayville, Ripley, Panama, even Jamestown, now begin to dodge some raindrops. Still picking up some sunshine in and around the city. However, even here, clouds are going to be thickening, and we have some more showers off to our west. And these are at least the scattered showers that will be developing here as we go through the next few hours. And as this chilly pocket of air continues to settle in, it will get chilly enough by the end of the day, especially across the higher elevations. We will see another round of wintry precipitation. So let's track that for you here with Future Look. And again, doing a great job of picking up some of those scattered showers that we're already seeing, especially into areas of Chautauqua County. Everyone's dodging some of those raindrops here as we get towards lunchtime this afternoon. Still not talking about anything terribly widespread, but scattered showers developing here through the lunch hour. Temperatures still in the 40s at this point. But watch what happens by the end of the day. Here we are at 7 p.m. We're down to 39 in East Aurora, Batavia, 36 there in Ellicottville, 39 in Dunkirk and Jamestown. So temperatures are going to be turning increasingly chillier. We're also going to have a gusty breeze. That's going to be adding an extra chill. Wind chills will be in the 20s, eventually even in the teens as we do finish up the day. And across some of the higher elevations as we go through tonight, you can see those snow showers are fairly persistent there through ski country and the southern tier. So if you're watching, say, in around Colden, Springville, Arcade, Pike, down towards Ellicottville, Olean, Salamanca, these are the areas where, you're looking at one more round of accumulating snow. Not a whole lot, but maybe an inch or two, 1 to 3 inches, where some of these snow showers do persist. Not expecting any accumulation for Buffalo, but boy, it is a cold, blustery start to tomorrow. Now, as we get towards midday, any of those snow showers do taper off. So just looking at cloudy skies into the afternoon, but tomorrow, the real story is going to be the temperature. Highs tomorrow only in the upper 30s and low 40s. Wind chills only improving into the 20s after starting out with wind chills in the teens. So be prepared for that wintry chill. Now, as we get into your Thursday, those winds will relax, but it is a cold, frosty start with clear skies. We'll have lots of sunshine to kick off today, and we'll hang on to that sunshine throughout the day. And with the help of that sun, by afternoon, we'll have temperatures back in the upper 40s to even around 50. So again, the rest of today increasingly windy and chillier. Scattered showers already begin to sneak in, but for Buffalo, they'll be developing here as we get towards the midday and especially afternoon hours. And by late afternoon, evening, we'll also be tracking some of that mix across the higher elevations. Temperatures to finish falling through the 30s. And then tonight, windy and cold, scattered snow showers, especially into ski country where we are looking at about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. Lows in the upper 20s and low 30s. And tomorrow, it's a cold one, but it's the last of this type of cold weather. We just got to get through tomorrow. Any snow showers do taper off. Highs though only in the upper 30s, low 40s. I mentioned that cold, frosty start here on Thursday. We'll have lots of sunshine though with temperatures Thursday afternoon, upper 40s to near 50. And then a lot warmer here on Friday. We're back into the mid 60s. Now, we do finish up today tracking a front, so as we get towards your Friday evening, Friday night, we'll at least bring in the chance for some scattered showers. Luckily, that front should be on the move, so outside of some leftover showers early on Saturday, I think the bulk of the weekend is looking dry, not only for the second half of Saturday, but Easter Sunday, looking at sunshine. Temperatures just a touch on the cooler side, but I think most of us will take it with that sun. Temperatures ending up around 50 degrees. And then as we get into early next week, of course, all eyes on Monday, Dingus Day. Right now, it is looking unseasonably warm. In fact, these 60s might be a bit conservative. There's an outside chance we could actually see 70s try to surge in for Dingus Day. The trade-off, though, is we're also at least going to be, I think, tracking some scattered showers as we get towards, especially that Monday afternoon, Monday evening time frame. But generally speaking, not only as we look at Monday, but even as we look at all of next week, Kelly, I mean, we're talking not just typical April warmth. We're talking getting back into some of that bonus kind of May and even at times June warmth as we head to next week.
Nice. Too bad it wasn't this week for spring break, but still,
well,
we
for
know
all
what to
those
expect.
returning
Yeah.
from whether, I know a lot of people go to Myrtle Beach.
Right, to escape the cool weather.
So for all those that did travel south
Yeah.
here for April break, they're going to be it's going to be an ongoing joke next week. Oh yeah, I brought back the warmth, from vacation.
Right. All right. Well, cool. It's time to talk about the Bills now. With the NFL draft quickly approaching, the Bills roster is coming into focus. The team still holds the 30th overall pick in the first round. Our Sports Talk Live crew talked about how the team needs to approach draft right now.
Don't worry about the position. Worry about the need and what is best suited for them to take the step forward. And it shouldn't matter, especially a team holding 10 picks in the draft.
Right.
Just go do what you got to do to get the guy you need.
Yeah, and that is a sound thought. And again, I think this conversation is much more about what they do after the regular season, how they get over this hump, more than it is about what is needed and right for them to get through a winning regular season. They did this without the kind of defensive line we're talking about. But I still think there's a need. I'm not entirely convinced it's moving up because, again, in this draft, in most drafts, you get beyond 10 true first-round grades. That's a lot, and they're picking 30th. And I don't know, their board could be very different from everyone else's, but I'm still not convinced that it's a move up, and I still think that third-round pick that they're missing could be one that they want to capture on the way down.
I think we should say, and John, you mentioned this off the top, if they do move up, another option would be for cornerback.
All right, so there you go. You can check out more of our coverage on WGRZ.com. And I keep seeing people posting, mock drafts and everything. I'm like, just get right to it.
Right.
Let the professionals handle it. But I know people enjoy doing that.
Yeah, it's one of those things you see some people, they put out these mock drafts every week for the last 3 months.
Right.
And they constantly are changing them. And even the best mock drafters, on average, are getting maybe 20% of their first round picks, right? It's such a tough thing to predict, especially after the first few picks.
Yeah, you just don't know till it happens.
Yep.
Well, tonight is the second to last game for the Sabres this season. The Sabres will hit the ice tonight to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The two teams are having completely different seasons, separated in the standings by 37 points. Toronto's looking to lock up the number 2 seed in the East tonight, while the Sabres could actually benefit from the loss, helping their draft lottery odds. Tonight, they will face off at 7 o'clock.
I like how Pete said earlier on Daybreak that he didn't like saying the losing is actually a bit of a benefit, but we're at that point.
Well, yeah, and remember the whole tank season?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe like 5 years. I don't remember how many years ago that was, but that was all season long. That's all you heard about. And this season, I think on the road it was like 13 of 41.
Oh my goodness.
Something like that, how many wins they had compared to the losses. So, yeah, I mean, you got to look forward to the draft and then move on to the next year and see what
Here we
happens.
are again, looking at another season, hopefully the way they are finishing up this season. And I know we've said this very often as well, but hopefully this does actually carry over into next season.
And gives them some momentum.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about pickleball. The Pickle Breakers are celebrating a historic moment. They are Chong Kim, Jarrett Petrus, Laura Mala, and Geneva Olsen. They played pickleball for 36 hours, and they actually broke the previous Guinness World Record of 34 hours and 5 minutes. Now, that record was broken at Pickler Universe in Carrollton, Texas. The team wanted to try to break the world record because of a tragedy involving a fellow player of theirs. So the Pickle Breakers raised more than $18,000 for Taylor's Gift Foundation. That's a nonprofit that provides organ and tissue donation, families with free grief support after the loss of a loved one. And pickleball, I mean, it just keeps picking up popularity. I have never played it.
No,
but
not
I
yet.
know a lot of people have tried it out. Have you?
I have.
Oh.
Yeah, me and my son, we play quite a bit. My in-laws are the ones that got me into it.
Okay.
And yeah, we love playing
There you
pickleball.
go. So it's multi-generational, 3 generations all playing pickleball together.
That's actually one of my favorite things about pickleball is you do get that. Is you get 3 generations that can play all at once and have a good time, whereas there's a lot of sports, like, for example, tennis. There's just too much movement there, and it's tough to get that kind of triple generation kind of involvement.
And it's relatively easy to pick up.
Oh, yeah. It's if you've ever played ping pong before, it is truly ping pong. meets tennis.
Nice.
So again, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had a ping pong table in the basement growing up, so I bet it would be fun.
You would pick it right up, absolutely. And it is actually quite a bit of fun.
So there you go. Well, we are celebrating the upcoming theater season at Shays 710. This year marks Musical Fair's first season there after moving from Amherst to downtown Buffalo. And when the curtain rises this fall, visitors will enjoy a completely renovated Shays 710 theater with a transformed lobby. Concession and restroom areas, those are spruced up, as well as a new cabaret lounge and outdoor patio on Main Street.
A Shays 710 theater season like never before. One of our most ambitious and exciting yet. We are thrilled to be offering three incredible shows as part of the 2025-2026 Fry Electric season, plus an additional 5 as part of the inaugural musical fair at Shays 710 theater season.
And some of the shows this upcoming season will include Mamma Mia, Come From Away, and Hairspray. Come From Away has been on our list for a while.
Okay.
And we've been in Toronto when it was in Toronto. It's come here before, and we still haven't seen it, and that's one we want to see.
The arena there, I mean, the theater, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It really does. Very intimate theater there. So I can imagine, I have not been there, but I can imagine seeing a show there would be pretty cool.
And Brian Higgins is doing a lot since he took over at Shays, making big announcements like this, so that's cool to see as well.
Yeah, you're seeing more than just Shays. You're getting all the theaters that are really getting involved, which is really cool to see that entire theater district.
Yep. Well, Buffalo Cat Cafe is getting some national attention now. Buckminster's Cat Cafe, it's on Niagara Street, and it's now in the running for Newsweek magazine's Reader's Choice Awards for the best cat cafe of 2025. It's part coffee shop, and they also have adoptable cats there from Second Chance Sheltering Network. That's a local cat rescue. You can vote once a day until polls close on May 8th, and the link to vote is right on our website. Then winners are going to be announced on May 15th, and there are a bunch of cat cafes from all over the country. You can go to the list and check them out. And we've been to Buckminster's before. Yeah, and it's good. The sandwiches there are really good. The coffee there is really good.
Okay.
And it was cool because during COVID, they were still open. And because of capacity, you got to be in the room by yourself with the cats.
Okay.
And have a meal too.
Is there
when
a lot of
indoor
cats?
dining wasn't really a thing. They probably have 10 or 12 cats in there. Some of them keep to themselves, and then some of them really want to play with you. Some of them are more curious than others, but it's always a good time. You're supporting the cats and also a local business too.
I've never been to a cat cafe.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It sounds pretty cool.
Well, and you can go also, and you don't have to go into the section where the cats are. You can also
they give
still
you
visit the cafe and watch through the window, so you have multiple options.
Okay.
So it's you choose your own adventure.
I wasn't sure if you're just hanging out and next thing you know it,
a cat's climb out. Some of them are curious and interested in what you're eating, but you can definitely eat your meal or whatever, or your snack or whatever, and not having the cats bother you. It's fine.
Good luck to the best cat cafe in the country.
Yes, Buckminster's. So you can go vote on our website right now. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are back now, and a homeless man in California can now breathe a little bit easier. He won $1 million jackpot. NBC's Carson Wells brings us his story.
That's the ticket right there.
Wilson Simon has worked at Sandy's Liquor since 2013 and tells me that this is the first time someone has ever won a prize of this size. He says the winner is a longtime customer who is also homeless.
He came to the store, he scratched, is like, oh my God, is that real? Wilson, can you come and take a look? I'm like, let me see. So I grabbed the ticket out of his hand. I went to the machine over there. He's like, I'm not homeless anymore. I'm like, man, you hit the jackpot. He's like, 100,000. I'm like, no, bro, that's $1 million. That's $1 million ticket. Congrats, brother. Yeah, so we give each other a high five.
What goes through your mind when someone who shops here so often wins a ticket like this?
A lot. It's like a lot of happiness for the person, especially like a person or a loyal, regular customer daily. I wish him all the best.
Simon did more than just confirm the winning ticket.
I drove him to Fresno, I think the next day, or Wednesdays. So, because he's like, he want to send it in the mail. I told him, that's $1 million ticket. No, I will drive you there.
I spoke with a spokesperson from the California Lottery who told me what has to be done before the money is awarded.
With $1 million winner like this, what the person who comes forward can expect is a very thorough vetting process. As you can imagine, we give away a lot of prize money at the California Lottery, and we're happy to do it, but we want to make sure we're giving it to the right person.
She says this vetting process can take anywhere from a few weeks to a couple months and involves an interview with the winner, checking to see if the person owes the state any money, and a few other factors.
We process in California over 10,000 winning claims a month. So that's part of why it takes a little bit of time.
While I was at Sandy's, the winner came in to buy a few more tickets. He declined an on-camera interview, but tells me that this is a life-changing amount of money and that he intends to make a down payment on a home here on the Central Coast, get a car, and then invest and save the rest.
There you go, smart guy. That was Carson Wells reporting. All right, Dan, let's take a look at the temperatures out there right now.
Oh yeah, Kelly, we got temperatures in the 40s for now, but again, we are tracking a push of chillier weather that's going to be moving in as we go through the coming hours. But I want to mention this, that you do have this to look forward to. Again, as we head into next week, look at all this red here across the eastern half of the country. This represents above average temperatures, so not just typical April warmth, but bonus kind of warmth, and that's what we have to look forward to as we head into next week. Now, again, in the near term, we are tracking this push of chillier weather. Right now, it's been a pretty nice start in Buffalo with some sunshine. Temperatures again in the 40s. We're already seeing some of those rain showers, though, sneak in across the southern tier. And everyone's going to be increasingly windy and chillier as we head to this afternoon. And even here and around the city, we'll have some scattered showers as we get into lunchtime and thereafter. And for some of the higher elevations, it will be cold enough tonight. We're going to flip any rain showers over to some snow showers. And we are looking at some light accumulation, about 1 to 2, maybe even 1 to 3 inches for areas, say, in and around Arcade, Springville, down towards Ellicottville, Salamanca. Once this cold air does begin to retreat, though, as we get into the second half of the week, in fact, by Friday, we're back in the 60s and overall remaining fairly mild, with most days featuring temperatures at even above average as we pretty much look at the rest of this month, even into the first few days of May. As far as rain chances, after today's scattered showers, we'll dry things up here over the next couple of days. Our next round of rain after today looks to be late Friday night. The good news on that, though, most of that clears out pretty quickly heading into the weekend before we bring in some more limited chances for some showers for the beginning of next week. And again, look at the temperatures. Yes, getting chilly here over the next 24 hours with highs tomorrow only around 40 degrees. By Thursday, though, we're back in the upper 40s to near 50. Friday, we're in the mid 60s. The average high about 54. And even though we cool to around 50 here for Easter, that's looking like maybe the coolest weather we have as we get towards the weekend and beyond.
All right, we have earned it. Well, a dog missing for nearly 5 years was reunited with its owner, but she would have never guessed where her beloved pet would turn up. NBC's Delaney Dukes has more.
A reunion of a lifetime. Debbie LaFleur is reunited with her Yorkie Kingston that has been missing for 5 years.
Never. I never thought I would see him again.
Kingston went missing from Lake Charles, Louisiana in 2020 after Hurricane Laura. Now he shows up 300 miles away from home on the back porch of the Southern Miss Kappa Sig house.
And I walk outside and there's just this Yorkie just sitting there in a red t-shirt.
Kappa Sig president Neil Richell and his fraternity brothers took him in and started calling him Benji.
The next day, our vice president went and got his chip checked, and that's when we found out that his name was actually Kingston, not Benji, and he had been missing for 5 years, which is kind of crazy.
But before I could call him, he called me. My heart just started pounding, and I told my boss, I was like, I found Kingston. And we both just started yelling and screaming.
LaFleur and her son made the 4-hour trip to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to bring Kingston back to Louisiana.
I'm talking about as soon as she got out the car and he saw her, we've never seen Benji run like that, and he sprinted with his ears perked up, and it was awesome to see.
She says the only thing that could have made this moment better is if her husband Joe got to be there too.
They were best friends. I mean, they were like 2 peas in the pod. The only down part is that my husband is gone now, but he's probably made this all happen for us.
Now Kingston is leaving Hattiesburg an honorary fraternity brother.
He's like a member of the chapter right now. He's done everything with us for the past week. And through our eyes, at least, he's a Kappa Sig.
LaFleur says she'll always be grateful for the members of Kappa Sig.
Wonderful, wonderful guys. I mean, everybody that wouldn't have done that, you know, taking the time out to find, you know, who the owner was. Yeah, he's so beautiful. So happy to have my baby back. Southern Miss! To the top!
That's so great. They did the right thing. They got the chip scanned.
5 years.
And the dog just shows up at a fraternity party.
Yeah.
wanting to party at the fraternity house.
I wonder where the dog's been for 5 years as well. I mean, being taken care of somewhere, right?
Has some stories to tell, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, a neglected city park in Buffalo's Kaisertown neighborhood is getting a facelift. Millions of dollars are being spent to improve Houghton Park and restore the shine to what was once a neighborhood jewel. Our Dave McKinley has more now.
I grew up in this park. I've been here for 76 years.
Pretty much John Ponowerski's entire life.
Baseball game. We used to have women's baseball here, and volleyball in the back, softball in the front.
A league of their own.
Oh, yes, we had stadium lights there, but the city took them out for some reason.
In recent years, the park has fallen on hard times. The ball fields are overgrown, the walkways are crumbled, and the shelter building over here.
There used to be a gym upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to play basketball, dodgeball.
Boarded up and, from what we're told, cannot be saved. Today, heavy equipment was engaged in the first phase of renovations, starting with the replacement of the pothole-pocked and often flooded parking area, where this retired steelworker stood with city officials at a news conference explaining a $9 million overhaul that in future years will see a new pool and splash pad and tennis and pickleball courts.
Is there anything that's not included in the plan that you think should have been?
Not offhand. Maybe a potty back here or something. But like I said, we do need more places with homeless people coming back here. And that has to be stopped.
What many might not know is that almost half the park encompasses 25 acres of an overgrown dump, now covered with mature trees, and which nestles up to the Buffalo River.
That 25 acres is glorious and beautiful and has a lot of community passion.
The plan there is to reclaim it as a nature preserve with designated trails.
Well, it's a well-kept secret. It's a jewel of Kaisertown.
And that was Dave McKinley reporting. That's great to see because I'm on one of the Kaisertown Facebook groups.
Okay.
And there are a lot of people who have been very critical of the condition of Houghton Park. So to see the money that's going to be, pumped in there.
And especially that area along the river.
Yeah.
Where it is overgrown, just woods right now. And if they could turn that into a nice park with those trails, I'm sure Kaisertown would love that.
Yeah, much appreciated. Well, in case you missed it, history was made in space yesterday. An all-female crew, including CBS anchor Gayle King and pop star Katy Perry, launched aboard Blue Origin's Shepard 31 rocket yesterday morning. The group safely touched down after a quick 10-minute trip to the edge of space and back. It is quick. That's faster than a trip to Tim Hortons or something.
Yep.
It's the first time an all-female crew has gone to space since 1963. And then the video after they got back was very emotional, always to see. And I've got to look through some of the interviews from yesterday, too.
It was almost surreal to watch yesterday.
Yeah.
Some of the video almost looked fake, like almost AI.
I know, that's what we were saying in the newsroom.
It was pretty remarkable to see that rocket shoot up and then come pretty much straight down.
Yeah, and you have, all eyes on it the whole time that they're up there. And it's so quick.
You can even see, I love seeing the miles per hour, the increase.
Yeah.
And it gets 0, and then all of a sudden it starts increasing again as it accelerates towards the ground.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for sharing part of your morning with us here on WGRZ+. We'll see you over on Channel 2 at 11 for midday.